Hello and welcome to this guided card pull for Imbolc. And I'm really excited because this is going to be the first video as well that goes into my community where wise women meet. Um, and so I've chosen today for the start of Imbolc, which is a festival about the start of spring, even though it's in February. And to me, really, this is the start of when we could be putting our ideas into motion. So I'm not a massive fan of New Year's resolutions in January. I think January is still part of that um, bedding down, going inward in the dark winter, and Imbolc is the perfect time to bring forth ideas and not necessarily resolutions, but to start things. It's the spark, it's the signal of a spark for something to come. So I've chosen to use the Rooted Woman Oracle, and the three cards that I've pulled. So we're going to look at what spark is awakening within you. So this is for the collective. What supports this beginning, and then what will help to have give that gentle growth without any forcing. And all three of the cards have come out of the Rooted Oracle set, but they're all in the allies part. So they're all our allies in this journey in Imbolc of how we can kind of find this spark and then and move forward with it. So the first card, what spark is awakening in us that we want to come out. So this card that came out, Old Woman of Dreams, the Maker of Visions, and this was all about the story behind it is a young girl who has to go and be an apprentice living with an old man and woman in the mountains, and she learns how the woman reads her dreams and interprets them. And I think there's two levels to this card. So it can be that we have a dream, that we have a kind of logical dream, a want, a need that we want to follow and start maybe this year in 2026. And it could also be that the message is going to come to you through a dream. So take whichever you can resonate with, as always. But I think there's a lot of value in that in both of those messages. So very often we have something inside us that we want to follow, action, complete a dream. It doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't have to be like some major kind of target that we want. It can just be something that we've always wanted to do, like a nudge. And sometimes we don't recognize that at all until maybe it's forced out of us or situations, circumstances bring that to our attention and we have to kind of pivot or make a diversion in life and then it can come out. I mean, I know certainly the way my life has changed in the past few years, it was never following a dream, but and now I come to understand that those things were inside me all along. I just wasn't really listening to them. And they came out, they shouted at me because they had to. But then at the right time, I started listening to everything. So perhaps something is nudging at you inside. It's something that maybe you've carried for a long time, a few years, months, whatever, and you think, right now is the time I'm going to follow this. And it could also be that you're having certain dreams about doing something, about changing the way you are, about following a certain path, about, switching things up. So it's telling us to listen to that, to kind of give it more attention, pay more attention, read into it more, maybe honor it with some time thinking about whatever it is, whether it is that dream that you've always had, that you could follow now, put into motion to follow now, or it might be that in your dreams you're getting messages, clues and things of what to do, how you could change, how you could do the same thing that you're doing, but maybe better for you in a way that's better for you and more suitable, more comfortable. So definitely the first card, what is that spark? It's all about dreams, whether the dreams we hold in our heads or the dreams we're having at night. So maybe look out for that, see if any messages are coming through that way. And the second card is what is going to support this new beginning. Um, and we've got this beautiful card, Women's Wisdom. And I think as well, this can also work on two levels. It could be listening to your own wisdom, your inner wisdom. Maybe you've been like me in the past, ignoring your inner wise woman for far too long, and now is the time to start listening to those intuitive voices, those messages, those little nudges you're getting from your own intuition that you haven't particularly paid any attention to. And it could also mean the network of women around you, um, and listening to their advice as well. So sometimes we're very insular and we don't really listen to other people, or perhaps we don't, if we're linking it to the first card, which is possibly this dream, we're not ready to share that, but perhaps listen out for those little clues and nudges from the people around you, from your inner wise woman, that are talking to you about this path that you may wish to go on, divert from, or improve and make better. Um, so I'm all about the collective of female energy, um, the communities where wise women meet. So, and that wisdom we have inside us, that wisdom that we have around us in the collective, is there for you to tap into and to start to listen to that, and it may well help you and guide you in this following week and then onwards. The first week of Imbolc, it's quite a short festival, but we're going to keep that theme going for the rest of the month. Of listening to yourself, listening to your inner wise woman, listening to those around you, perhaps that are around you in your family, friend circle, and maybe even further if you are part of a group of women in networking, if you work in a workplace with a group of colleagues and friends, and they have wise words as well that you could also tap into. So very much how you're going to support this journey and this beginning of this perhaps new phase, is to kind of listen to that wisdom, whether it's from within or from around you in the collective. And as we're in this community, also this new community of women that could be a source of wisdom for you as well. So the third card is what's going to help this gentle awakening without pressure, just helping this to come forward and perhaps form into something that's actually going to be a path you can follow and move forward with as we move forward into February. And again, it's come from the Ally suite of cards in this set deck, and it's Divine Madness. And the card itself is about um running away and into kind of a lone state where you're kind of isolated and working your way through this. But I also think it's a message about tapping into that divine source uh energy, your your team of guides, whether they're spiritual, they're ancestors, they're people who have passed, who are loved ones, tapping into that, listening to that, making connections with that spiritual side of yourself to get any clarification you want as you move forward into this next phase during Imbolc. So it's not necessarily this divine madness of talking to yourself. I think it's more um, giving yourself the space to connect in to whatever is your guide, whether it's source, God, spirits, whether it's angels or archangels, anybody like that. So I think that message there is gently just start listening to yourself, just start really paying attention to that that guidance that might be around you in other realms that aren't necessarily in the physical. So the second card was very much about tapping into what might be around you in your community. This one is more about that spiritual community that's around you, or just that knowing, even including animal guides, animal spirit guides, things like that. So really just tap in and open yourself up to listening to that this month. And before we go, I also pulled a card from the Keepers of the Light deck, um, just to see if we've got anybody with us who's supporting us on this journey. And absolutely perfect match to what we've already talked about. So this is Freya, and she's all about phases and cycles, and um, she's there with the moon, full moon behind her, and the crow. So it's all about an ending could be a beginning could be an ending of something. So if February is your time, Imbolc is this time now is your time to really push on, and you've not done the January resolutions, but you're really thinking right now is the time, spring's coming, I'm really going to crack on. She's here to support us in this first phase of Imbolc and in February. And everything goes in cycles and phases, perhaps now is the time to shed something and move forward. And if we're going to pull in the kind of year of the snake and shedding the skin and then the fire horse, this is another message to say, yes, now is the time to start changing, maybe switching things up and things like that. So I hope that resonated. Remember, take what you can, leave what you can't, and let me know if any of those really resonated with you for a particular reason, or as we go on in the week, if any start to make sense, let me know and write in the community and share anything you have discovered or found or realized. And I'll see you next time.